Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I have been writing a whole bunch of different topics on what I want to do my adult YouTube channel on, and I've been going over so many different sex questions, and I came to one that I really like, and it's what kind of sex do I like? So that's what I want to do my YouTube on today, is just what kind of sex I like. And I'm going to start with positions. I feel like if you've had sex with me, you probably already know the one position that I love, which is me on top. I can pretty much always come when I'm on top, and I don't know, I like riding dick, I guess, and I feel like when I'm on top, kind of controlling the situation, I guess it's easier for me to come. So when I go directly to what kind of sex do I like, it's obviously me coming. So I love being on top, and I don't know, I have so many different days where I'm different when it comes to my emotions. One day I'll be like, oh, I need to just get my head throw down and me getting fucked really hard doggy. And then other days I'm like, oh my God, you have to kiss me and you have to touch me. And then other days I'm like, so should we fuck just us two, or should we add some more people today? So I'm just kind of all over the place when it comes to sex. I like so many different things too. But I'm going to go back to positions. So I love being on top, and sometimes with the right person, I like doggy. It has to be the right person to fuck me doggy, though. I need, a real dominating person to fuck me doggy. And then missionary, I used to not really like as much. I think that me doing porn has made me more interested in missionary, which is just so weird, because before I did porn, I feel like most of the time I just got fucked missionary. Me and the person would just start kissing, and then it would go to us laying down and almost like a dry hump, make out, tit grab kind of thing. And then that would kind of go into our pants coming down and sex happening. After doing porn, I feel like I'm okay, what are we gonna do kind of with sex? I feel like I'm a little bit more okay, I need some more action, I guess. Not all the time, but just at least periodically. So if we're doing missionary all the time, then you have to switch it up with something. But a missionary is okay. And then just the doggy, but it's not doggy because you're kind of in a side pose kind of thing. I always think that's good too, because it's kind of like a side boob, and I always feel like boobs look really good when you're at kind of that side angle from the back. So I always like that, it almost seems like you're doing a side kick in the air. And I like that one. And just all the crazy different ones are fun. It's funny because when I think of this, I go back to this one time that I'm to Karen. He's what kind of position? And I was like, can you pick me up and then hold me up and down on your dick like this? And so I was like, okay. And I remember doing that, but I was like, okay, this is intense, but the visual I'm loving, because I feel like I'm flying a little bit. So there's so many different sex positions that are interesting, but I mean, obviously if it's the first time you're having sex with this person, it's kind of weird to go straight into, a weird position. Not a weird position, but something that's not the typical. But I always think that's fun, especially when I'm hooking up with somebody and they surprise me. I remember I would always Not always, but there were times when people would ask me in porn, they'd be like, before we do the scene, they'd be like, oh, what do you like? What are you into? And I'd just be like, just don't bore me. And then I just walk away because I'm like, okay, like, don't just fuck me good, okay? Like, it's one of those days where just don't say anything to me and you better just fuck me so good. I'm just kidding. I'm usually really nice because, everyone's going through different things when they show up to shoot. So I try to be as respectful to everybody in their boundaries or, what they like, especially if they want to communicate beforehand. I, of course, always try to be as nice as possible. But sometimes it is, like, I just want that, like, don't say anything to me and just fuck me really hard and let's have fun. Or, like, I don't want to plan it, just fuck me. But then, obviously, other times I'm like, okay, let's really... But usually when I plan things, I'm expecting there to be more than 2 people. And obviously I love that kind of sex when it's like more than one person that you're hooking up with. It's very interesting. And it's also interesting because I have talked to people who have never done any 3-ways or anything like that. And I'm like, wow, like, what? That's weird. Obviously, to me, it's weird, but to other people who are not in porn, I'm sure it's, more normal. So, yeah, I really don't have a position that I don't like, I don't think. I'm kind of down to try everything. Yeah, I guess positions, I like everything. Surprise me. If you have something that I've never done and you're going to try it out on me, I'll be like, okay. And then another thing that I love is costumes and fantasy. I love costumes. I just love costumes. I love dressing up as a nurse or a maid or you dressing up as a firefighter or... When I say you, I mean whoever I'm hooking up with. I'm so used to talking on webcam. That's why I'm going to, refer to you guys in that sense. But I'll try not to because I'm sure it's a lot different for YouTube. But, yeah, I really, really love costumes. And I love just being different when it comes to fantasy. So I have this one outfit that's me as a waitress. And I'm like, I just want to go up to a restaurant and pretend to be a waitress and then just have some guy come in and be like, you want to go, waitress? And I'm like, yeah. And then I go get fucked in a car. I don't know. But I think about that. Just fantasy and costumes are amazing to me. So when I think of sex, I think of just having that playful entertainment and... trying to think of what specific costumes that I like besides maid, nurse, waitress, cheerleader, I guess. Pretty much any costume, okay. Any costume, and I'm super excited. Even guys, like if I'm hooking up with a guy or a girl, them being in costumes, that's really cool to me too. I like that. I'm trying to think exactly a guy's costume that I would think is hot. Probably, I'm like a vampire outfit. I don't know. If you dressed as a vampire in front of me, I would probably, want your dick so bad. What other costumes? I think of Halloween, and I'm like, okay, what have I seen out there that I'm like, oh my God, you have to fuck me right now. Vintage costumes, I really like when people dress in a different time period. That is really hot to me. And... let's see here. Oh, there's so many good ones. Like a pirate too. I think that would be really hot. I'd like to see a guy in a pirate outfit, or a girl in a pirate outfit. Either one is good. yeah, so any outfits surprise me. Costumes and fantasy, so much fun. I'm gonna move on to my next, what kind of sex I like. So obviously oral, anal, vagina, everything I like. I've done pretty much it all, but I'm one of those people who I actually really like getting fucked in the ass. Like, it's weird because I used to not, I guess, when I was younger. But the older I think I get, the more I sit there and I think like, damn, I just really want to get fucked in the ass today. So I'm really into anal, and if you guys have seen me in videos, I love getting DP'd and just me getting gangbanged, orgies. I love all that kind of sex. I feel like people may think that I'm strange for liking to do those things, but for me, it just seems weird that people aren't more interested in doing those things, because it's so interesting when you're hooking up with multiple people at once. So, I don't know. That's pretty much what I like. I like just kind of orgy sex and anal, DPs, gangbangs, everything. I'm so sexual, and I'm actually just super horny right now. Another thing that I really like is I love candles and being tied up. And this kind of goes into the fantasy, but I love that. I love being tied up, and I guess I just really like being touched and just being tied up. Yeah, tie me up. Those are some of my favorite things. And I love being tied up in hotel rooms. I always feel like having sex in a hotel room makes it a little forbidden, even though it's not, but it just seems so, I don't know, kinky, I guess, especially if one of you guys are playing like you're paying the other person. I always think that kind of like escorty sex is fun, the fantasy of it. So the hotel rooms really make it more, I guess, believable. So I love that. And I love having sex in a kitchen too. Just being bent over the sink is always exciting for me, especially if I'm not planning it. I feel like some of the just random good sex is just in the kitchen, because you are like, oh, I'm not even expecting it, and then, oh my god, you just pulled my pants down, your dick's inside me, oh my god, fucking pull my hair. So I love that so much. Bend me over the sink. I love being fucked outside too. I remember this one time I got fucked outside in the rain, and I remember it was just magical to me. I don't know why it was so magical, because, you know, rain is pretty normal, but it just felt so good to get fucked in the rain. And I just think of how I want that moment, getting fucked in the rain, at least once a month, because it feels so good. So I need to make that something I do, because I haven't been fucked in the rain in so long I can't even remember. I also love it when I'm kind of like in that dream set where I'm laying down, relaxing, and we're just like touching each other with like our hands like next to each other. And we're like almost sleeping, but we're not, and then we just start fucking. I always feel like that feels so good when it's just that, I don't know, it makes you so horny by just touching each other, that then when you guys start, like, or when me and the person start having sex, it's just, you're already, I don't know, in a trance from all the sex, and especially if there's candles everywhere. I'm realizing that I am a romantic person. It's like, I'm like, okay, I want all the romantic things, but I'm okay if there's like 5 guys waiting for me. Like, let's have sex with candles and flowers on the bed, and you guys can all just DP me. But I don't know why, but I do still like those like sweet things. So those are really the main things, and I'm going to tell you guys some things that I don't like. So something that I don't like is I really am not a fan of being fucked in the pool. I always feel like the water is like getting inside me and I just don't like it. Even jacuzzis, like I just think that it's just not going to go well for my body. So I'm okay being in them and then going out, but actually being like in the water underneath and doing it, I really don't like that. Even in the shower, I always see great shower sex happening and I'm always like, oh, that looks so good, but I always know that when I try to do it, it's just gonna not work for me. So I think it is just the water when it hits that area. It just kind of doesn't make it so it's easier to go in like you'd think, because the water would be like, oh, this is, but I mean, if it was like a shower of lube, okay, I just thought of like the best idea. So I'm going to say that's what I don't like, is I really am not too big of a fan. Or anything that's like sticky or gross, I don't like that. Like paint, I want to say, or like anything that's just dirty, like fur, you know. I don't like having sex anywhere where I think particles are going to go inside me that are not supposed to be there. So just pools and things that could possibly go up me are just two things I don't like. So I'm going to just leave you guys with that. I am obviously a really sexual person. I do porn, so I'm really into having sex. And I'm just going to tell you guys that I have so many things on my OnlyFans that are things that I like. So if you guys want to see any of the sex stuff that I was just talking about, check out my OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Kayla Kayden. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys subscribe to this YouTube, and I have another YouTube channel also, so I hope you guys subscribe to both of those, and I hope you subscribe to my OnlyFans page. I've been really trying to create the best content that I have, so yeah, come check me out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day.